In the kingdom of Bunyoro, hidden among the lush folds of East Africa's emerald heart, life pulsed through the land like a sacred drumbeat. Birds sang prayers to the dawn, the rivers whispered secrets to the trees, and every sunrise seemed to breathe ancient magic into the soil. In this sacred cradle of life lived Nambi, daughter of Chief Bako, a young woman known for her gentleness and fierce sense of justice. Her smile healed, her laughter inspired, and her silences carried wisdom beyond her years. But despite the admiration she drew from her people, Nambi longed for something beyond the village walls, something deeper, unspoken, mysterious. On the 7th morning of the harvest moon, Nambi ventured into the forest of spirits. The elders warned children not to stray too far. They said the forest lived and listened, that it remembered every step taken within its ancient arms. But Nambi wasn't a child anymore. She moved with reverence, carrying a woven basket and humming songs passed from her mother's mother. The deeper she walked, the quieter the world became. Even the birds seemed to hold their breath. That was when she heard it. A cry, low and trembling, like a dying wind. It was unlike anything she'd heard before, neither human nor beast. Heart pounding, Nambi followed the sound, weaving through the trees until she came upon a man, or something like a man, slumped against the roots of an enormous fig tree. His skin shimmered faintly blue, as if kissed by moonlight. Veins glimmered like silver under his flesh. Symbols moved across his robes like living tattoos. Yet his face looked tired, worn, almost grateful. "You shouldn't be here," Nambi said softly, stepping closer. He opened his eyes, unearthly, shifting like oil over water, and whispered, "And yet here you are." Fear prickled at her spine, but her compassion burned brighter. "You're hurt," she said, kneeling beside him. "I am bound," he muttered, "by choice and curse. But your kindness, it opens things." Nambi pressed fresh leaves against a wound on his side, washing it with water from her gourd. As she worked, the air thickened. The trees leaned in. Time seemed to slow. "I do not ask for repayment," she said, "only that you live." At this, the stranger smiled, a sad, knowing smile. From beneath his robe, he pulled a bundle wrapped in silk so black it drank the light. "A gift," he said, voice weakening. "For a heart so pure, even the gods listen. But beware, some gifts do not come freely." Nambi hesitated. But he was gone. Not dead, just gone. As though the forest had reclaimed him. She stared at the bundle. It pulsed faintly, warm in her hands. Back in the village, she couldn't sleep. She lay awake, the bundle resting beside her mat like a shadow that breathed. Curiosity clawed at her until, finally, just before dawn, she unwrapped the silk. The box was unlike anything she'd seen, carved from blackened wood that shimmered like obsidian. Coiled serpents covered its surface, their jeweled eyes glinting red. At the center was a stone, glowing faintly, like a heart still beating. And then, a whisper, so soft it was almost imagined. "Open me." Nambi's fingers trembled. She pressed them to the serpents' mouths. The lid clicked open. A warm breath of air escaped, smelling of cinnamon, blood, and burning leaves. Inside was nothing, at first. Then came the whispers. "Use me. Feed me. Become what you were meant to be." She snapped the box shut, heart racing. But it was too late. The whispers didn't stop. They lived now, inside her mind, inside her skin. The next day, her brother fell ill. Doctors couldn't explain it. 2 nights later, her best friend drowned in calm water. Then her grandmother, healthy, strong, died in her sleep. The box glowed brighter. Desperate for answers, Nambi turned to it. Her fingers brushed the stone. Images flooded her vision. visions of future dangers, of sickness before it struck, of pain she could ease if only she accepted the gift's power. She used it to heal a child's broken leg. The whispers quieted for a time. Then a villager collapsed in the market. Another died. With each act of power, something was taken in return. And the box, it spoke louder. "You opened me," it said. "You are mine." Nambi tried to burn it. It remained whole. She buried it deep in the forest. It returned to her hut. Villagers began to whisper. Some bowed to her. Others fled. Her once beloved presence now felt cursed. Her father confronted her. That night, he died. The village of Bunyoro stirred beneath a sunless sky. Birds sang more quietly now. Wind moved slower. Even the river near the eastern ridge seemed to flow with caution. Something had changed, and the people felt it, but none more than Nambi. Her days blurred. Her dreams were no longer her own. The box remained hidden in a woven basket near her mat, but its whispers came regardless, soft, seductive, patient. "Use me," it said. "Let them see what you can do. Let them know you were chosen." She resisted. For days, she refused to open the box. She distracted herself with chores, helped tend the crops, cared for children. But the air followed her like smoke. Shadows clung to corners. Her reflection in the water would sometimes blink after she had already looked away. And then the fever came. Half the village was struck in a single night. It wasn't natural, fast, deadly, without warning. The children screamed. The elders wept. And Nambi watched, helpless, as people she loved twisted in agony. At sunset, she stood alone on the cliff overlooking the village. The box sat in her hands. It pulsed like a heartbeat. She hadn't opened it since the day her father died, but tonight. She placed her hands on the serpent's mouths. The lid creaked open. A wind rushed through the trees, though no leaves moved. And in her mind, a voice coiled around her thoughts. "Yes, we remember. We serve. Let us show you." The whispers guided her. Her fingers moved without command. She crushed herbs in a specific sequence, whispered names never taught to her, and traced symbols in ash across the suffering villagers' foreheads. And one by one, they woke, alive, breathing, cured. The people called her blessed. They knelt before her. A woman named Mwana kissed her feet and offered her a gold bracelet. "You are chosen, Nambi," she said. "We are safe because of you." But that night, 6 goats were found dead. The next morning, a mother wept. Her newborn son never opened his eyes again. The box pulsed. "Balance," it whispered. "All gifts demand their weight." And Nambi realized each act of healing, each miracle, had a cost, not always immediate, not always fair, but a price would be paid. She sought answers in the library of the temple, long neglected and covered in vines. There she found fragments of an old legend, a god of serpents cast into a vessel by the Sky Fathers after the War of Echoes. The vessel was meant to be hidden forever. "Nyoka," she breathed, "serpent god of whispers." In the story, he tricked a healer into freeing him. She used his powers to save her people, but in doing so, lost her mind and her name. Her people forgot her. Her legacy turned to ash. Was that to be Nambi's fate? Each night, she battled the whispers. Sometimes she won. Other times, she didn't. The power was addictive, sweet, beautiful, deadly. One day, a traveler from the west arrived. His name was Tembo, and he bore a scar that ran from his jaw to his shoulder. He spoke little, but watched Nambi closely. "You use a cursed gift," he said one evening, after the others had gone to sleep. Her heart thundered. "You know?" "I have seen others," he said. "The curse wears different faces. but it always hungers. It never sleeps. She hesitated. Then what should I do? He looked at the sky. What must be done? Destroy it. She laughed, bitter, broken. I've tried. Fire, burial, the river. It returns. Tembo's eyes narrowed. Then you must go to its source. The forest? He nodded. The serpent gave you the gift. Only the serpent can take it back. But be warned, if you seek him, he will ask for something. What? Tembo turned away. Something you will not want to give. Nambi spent that night walking the village, watching families sleep peacefully in their huts. They believed in her, trusted her. She had saved them and cursed them. At dawn, she packed food, water, and the box. Tembo met her at the forest's edge. Are you sure? He asked. No, she said, but I have to try. Together they entered the forest of spirits. The air shifted as soon as they passed the first fig tree. The light bent unnaturally. Trees whispered in languages not heard in centuries. Faces formed in the bark, watching. Hours passed, or days. Time bent, paths twisted, and always the whispers. Go back, stay, turn left, deeper. Tembo walked ahead, always silent, always listening, until they reached a clearing where no wind blew and no sound existed. At the center stood a stone altar. Coiled around it was something massive, dark, breathing. Nyoka, his eyes opened, burning gold slits. Nambi, he hissed, child of compassion, daughter of loss, you have come. She swallowed her fear. Take it back. He chuckled. It is you who opened me, you who welcomed me. The gift is yours. It's a curse. All power is a curse when held by the unworthy. What do you want? She asked. Nyoka uncoiled slightly. Your soul? Number too obvious? Your name? No, it has meaning. I want your bond. I want the thread that ties you to them, the love that drives you. Give it up, and I shall leave. Nambi stared. If I give up love, I lose everything. He grinned. Exactly. She shook her head. Then no, I will not give you that. The air darkened. Trees wept blood. Nyoka roared. Then suffer, foolish girl. And he vanished. Tembo rushed to her side. You denied him. You're still free. Am I? She whispered. The box remained. The curse still lingered. But something had changed. She had faced him, denied him. But something remains. Outside the cave, the sun shone brighter than before. Flowers bloomed, birds sang again. She had done it. But deep within the earth, where the altar had cracked, something stirred. From a glowing fissure, a single stone floated upward, pulsing with the same light that once surrounded the box. Later, a boy from a neighboring village wandered into the forest to collect firewood. He saw the stone. It shimmered. Curious, he picked it up, and the whispers began again. What would you do if you were given a gift with the power to heal, but at a terrible cost? Would you keep it? Would you destroy it? This story reminds us, not every gift is a blessing. Some are tests, some are traps. If you enjoyed this tale of mystery, sacrifice, and the power of choice, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more African-inspired legends and original fantasy. Comment below, would you have taken the gift?